Hello everybody, Math 10 Quarter 1 Week 7 lesson plans. And for Math 10 Quarter 1 Week 7, of course you got your PowerPoint edition and you got your video edition here of lesson plans. Students, put your name date here. Let's go right through our Week 7. And then we go in here to week 7 of Math 10 Quarter 1. Here's our lessons here for week 7, 2.7 Chapter 1 and 2 project for geometry. It's a geometry project, part 1. 2.7 Chapter 2, review and summary, parts 1 and 2. We go over that. And then after we take our test, we go into Chapter 3, 3.1, relationship between lines, classwork homework part 1, 3.1, classwork relationships, lines, construction. We have a construction lesson as well. And then here's our Chapter 2 test that we do in week 7. And then one of our major standards here is CC, Common Core 9 through 12, G.CO.1, no precise definitions of angle, circle, perpendicular line, parallel line, and line segment based on the undefined notions of point line, distance along a line, and distance around circular arcs. So we get into that. And then our intro is again our CO.1. And then our learning targets are if-then statements. Identify hypotheses and conclusion probability problems involving dependent events. And then our resource materials are animated PowerPoints and or MP4 versions of lessons, classwork, homework, quiz, test, worksheets, activities, and tasks. All class worksheets are closed exercise from PowerPoints or MP4s, homework quizzes and test assignments available online with the corrections provided after submission dates, access for all, available in over 100 languages, available online 24/7, closed caption for hearing impaired, audio for sight impaired. And then our classwork, you got 247 points here, classwork, 176 points in note taking. Homework is 118 points, quiz 0, test is 65 points, so our total is 606 points for week 7. And then going on here into week 7, we have available online via Google Classroom interface. That is grades, classwork, homework, quizzes, tests, Zoom tutoring on request. And then we start out here with our classwork here, 52 points for our review and summary, segments and angles. Then our classwork part 1 for review and summary is 28 points, 15 points for note taking. And again, the predominant standard here is proof theorems about lines and angles. And then we go into our chapter test here, which is 65 points for a chapter 2 test. And then we go into 3.1, relationships between lines, classwork 30 points, 32 points note taking. 3.1, homework part 1. It'll be 118 points of homework and 32 points again from note taking from the classwork. And then we go into our construction exercise here, relationship between lines. That's 28 points for the construction exercise. And we have our Common Core again, where I have our circular arc here, CO.1. We've been doing this standard for at least 2 weeks. So no precise definitions of angle, circle, perpendicular line, parallel line, and line segment based on the undefined notions of point, line, distance along a line, and distance around a circular arc. And then we continue here we get into SAT practice here, 311, and then we go into our classwork here, where you take notes, 26 points of notes here on graphing linear systems, and then basically our homework here, tune-up, is 44 points of homework here for SAT. And I think this covers a lot of its Common Core 9 through 12, G-point, GPE, point 6. Find a point on a directed line segment between two given points that partitions the segment in a given ratio. So that's more exercise here for that. And then also CO1, which is the circular arc standard, that hits that as well. Animated PowerPoint math video at AOL.com for questions, course materials. Thank you very much.